heartbroken.
For a family now facing grief.
We're just more heartbroken than anything. I'm sorry.
Shannon McLaughlin says her niece, 29-year-old Autumn Harvey, and Autumn's 75-year-old grandmother, Iona Sellers, should still be alive. Instead, they were killed in their home in Middle River back on July 7th. The person accused of killing them, 36-year-old Bryan Cherry.
He didn't have to do that, and he did, and that's just evil.
But before those gruesome crimes ever happened, he had a history of violence. In May, he was released for pretrial services related to a drug case. Then, in the days before Autumn and Iona were killed, on July 1st, a warrant was issued for Cherry's arrest in Baltimore City, related to violent crimes he's accused of committing in June. He wasn't arrested until July 14th, about 2 weeks later. Ryan Coleman, the president of the Randallstown NAACP, says if Cherry was arrested sooner, Autumn and Iona's deaths could have been prevented.
The Randallstown NAACP has started to see a troubling trend. And the trend is individuals who have open warrants from the city committing murder and violent acts in the county.
Now, Coleman is pushing for the city to take more action, calling on Baltimore police and the mayor's office to write up an after-action report to figure out what went wrong and why Cherry wasn't arrested sooner.
Do they have the appropriate resources attacking the warrant issue? This is a very serious issue, and quite frankly, 2 people are dead that should not be dead. We need warrants to be served ASAP.
Coleman says they also want police to put out a bulletin in these types of cases or communicate better with the counties.
We're talking about people's lives here. There has to be a better partnership with what is going on. And there has to be better accountability in the city. And for so long, I've talked about regionalism and how the city and county need to work together. You know, criminals do not care about jurisdictional lines, and this is certainly one of them.
McLaughlin says it's part of this case also making them wonder.
Why was he out? When even the officer who took that report stated that he was a menace to society. Why was he even out? His background was absolutely ridiculous. You could tell he had a violent past. He had no reason to be out on the street.
So we reached out to the mayor's office and BPD asking if they have any plans on putting together a report or changing policies moving forward. We also asked police why Cherry wasn't arrested sooner. BPD responding, saying once the arrest warrant for Cherry was approved, it was forwarded to WATF, which began its investigation immediately. They say detectives began surveillance and checked multiple locations, attempting to apprehend him. They say pretrial release and monitoring is handled by the state.
Somebody has to pay for this. Somebody has to answer for it. Somebody has to pay for it. My niece and her grandmother already paid for it in the most worst way. Somebody needs to answer my questions.
Cherry is also accused of killing Sierra Johnson back in July, the same day he was arrested. As for our questions, so far we have not heard back from the mayor's office. In the studio, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.